I was a stay-at-home mom for 5 years while my kids were little. I had twins, and because of that, it didn't really make much sense for me to work. So, as a family, we decided that I would stay home. It did mean that money was tight, but we found out later years after I went to work that you exchange things. Um, Money may be tight when you stay at home with the children, but then when you go to work, money's not tight, but you have other issues like time constraints and you can't always be there for things. So, as a stay at home mom, I treasure the time that I had with my children. Um, there's this stigma that goes with stay at home moms that basically you don't work. Many times I heard, so you don't work outside the home? Well, let me tell you, even after I did start going to work, the work I did when I was at home with my kids is the hardest work I've ever done in my life, but also the most rewarding. Um, you can't get that time back. So I cherish that time I had with them. Um, we would do several things that we even talk about and think about now. Um, the important thing to me, though, is not to beat yourself up, not to feel like you're less than. Um, it's really hard as a stay-at-home mom because you don't get feedback. You don't get feedback from, like in a job, if you have people you work with, they tell you if you're doing a good job and you have evaluations. Well, I don't think you want an evaluation from a 2-year-old. So the most important thing to do is to know that what you do matters, that you are pouring into the future of your children. This is time with them that you can't get back. And statistics show that children learn more in the first 4 years of their life than their entire rest of their lifetime. So who do you want them learning that from? Who do you want to be that influence on them that they will then glean from the rest of their lives? I want to encourage stay-at-home moms to be empowered in what they do, to take it very seriously and to understand that you have a really hard job, and though you may not get paid monetarily, you will be paid infinitely in the kind of children you have for the rest of your life. So be encouraged to know that you're building something and you will see the benefits as they get older. Thank you. Now, when my children started school at the age of about 5, I have twins, and they're my youngest, so my days were free. I started thinking about what I could do, and could I work, and did I have skills, because I had stayed at home, to actually be employable. What I chose to do was be a substitute teacher with the schools so that I could work while my children were in school. It was not always full-time, so some say that's a working mom and some say they don't. It's not. I am a working mom now, though, and I was a working mom for a portion of time when my oldest son was young, for about 10 years. So working moms sometimes get a bad rap because they value their job and because they value what they're doing. They get viewed as not caring or not supporting their children. This couldn't be further from the truth. The truth of that is, if you have a well-rounded parent who takes care of themselves, they're better apt to take care of their children. The concern I would have, and the thing that I would caution working moms, was something I had to focus on myself, and that's quality time with your children. If you choose to work, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, and I dealt with working mom's guilt, and that should not ever be, because you're living your life and you're doing what's right for you and your children, and that's all anyone can expect from you. The desire to have more time with your kids will always be, regardless of their age. But because you work doesn't make you any less or more of a mom than someone that doesn't. But I would caution you to make sure the time that you spent is quality with your children, that your work doesn't get the best of you. but that your children get the best of you. And while working did provide us more money, a lot of times we had to sacrifice that in times and things we could do with school or that kind of thing. I would also caution you to, as a working mom, not be too critical of yourself. As working moms, a lot of times we're spread way thin, and you feel like everyone gets a piece of you, but no one gets your all, what you're trying to give. But I'm here to encourage you and tell you that what you're pouring into your children is what matters. Your job is important, it is something you enjoy, and it should fill your time with happiness and fulfillment. But the time that you spend at home, when you go home to your children, there's got to be a debriefing moment where you take a deep breath and lay it all aside and completely focus on them. And at that moment, what is important to them becomes most important. So keep doing what you're doing. Enjoy it, because you have everything you need to do this, and you're doing it well. Thank you.